weeks now, the announcements have been coming fast and furious from the Charger camp.
Kind of announcements, I think, too, the Charger fans like. This was the guy that got away, Gary Anderson. Well, there are still some legal hurdles to clear, but Anderson has made the initial move toward playing with the Chargers this season. He was in uniform today at UCSD, went through practice. All this came about after Anderson went to court yesterday to have his Tampa Bay contract invalidated. He said his agent, Jerry Argovitz, conspired to deliver him to the other league. All this set the Chargers' wheels in motion.
With this information, last night we signed Gary Anderson to a series of contracts to play for the San Diego Chargers. It is our understanding that the federal judge in Houston has issued a 10-day TRO restraining Tampa Bay from interfering with Gary's choice.
Now, Anderson said he can't comment on the legal aspects of the contract at this point, but is happy to be in San Diego.
I wanted to come to San Diego, you know, that was my dream after playing. I was seeing San Diego in a long time in Arkansas, and I was fortunate to be drafted by him, so I was looking forward to coming here then.
Well, that, of course, brings up the question of why Anderson would sign with the Tampa Bay Bandits to begin with.
Nah, that's just something that just happened. I don't want to go in that right now either.
Well, from the other side of it, Argovitz said that he is disappointed in Anderson's actions and said there's no truth to the allegations. As for Tampa Bay, team owner John Bassett said he'll go to court to try and retain Anderson. It's taken him a while, a month in fact, but Dave Dravecky finally has lucky number 13. He pitched the Padres to a 4-2 win this afternoon over the Houston Astros. Houston was on top 1-0. Tim Flannery with a single in the 5th inning. That put Tony Gwynn at third base. Now, Joe Niekro a little wide of the plate here, way wide, in fact. Gwynn came home, and that tied the ball game up at 1-1. Now we go to the 6th inning. The Padres with a rally. Rupert Jones, a single to get it started into left center field. Then Tony Gwynn just gets one past second base. That moved Jones on to third. The Padres had a little bit of something going. Luis Salazar, one big swing, a little Reggie Jackson action, his 6th home run of the year. It was 4-2 Padres. Dravecky in control most of the way. He went 7 in the 3rd inning, struck out 5, walked 2, got a little bit of help. Tony Gwynn with a fine catch here, and Gary Lucas came on to get his 11th save. 2 other games complete.
The situation is like this. Dan Fouts, as you know, will not play. Going to rest his foot again in the exhibition game Friday against the Rams. Wilkerson is out 6 weeks with a broken wrist. What else? Mike Williams, who they traded to Buffalo, was cut today by Buffalo. The improved, I don't know if you saw the game or not, if you were there or watched it on TV, the improved thing about the Chargers was the defense. And not only that, but in addition to overall improvement slowly coming along, they had a pass rush. His name was Johnson. Jim Lazovic reports.
Well, Charger fans can relax a little bit this weekend. The defense played well against the 49ers. A lot of talk so far this year has concerned the new players in the secondary, like Danny Walters and Gil Byrd. They've done well, but pass defense is a team effort, and the return of Gary Johnson pressuring the quarterback makes a big difference. Gary likes what he sees so far from the newcomers.
A lot of the fellas right now, I don't really know their name. I know I play next to a lot of them, but I don't know their name.
But the changes are for the better, aren't they?
Well, the changes are for the better. Like you said, we're bringing in a lot of young blood, and it's like when I first got here in '75. You could look up and down the line, like Corey Bacon, for instance. We were all new to him. You know, it's just going to be like that with me.
A lot of aches and pains after sitting out for a few weeks and then coming back and playing a game?
Well, it's like I was saying, I'm not that sore, you know, from playing, but because I didn't play as much. But maybe after this game, I'll feel a little bit harder.
It's a good bet opposing quarterbacks will be feeling it too. Jim Lazovic, News 8, at the stadium.
Now, serious commentary, great meaty stuff, huh? But the most calls I've had in the last month came after the tape we showed at 5, not the game Saturday, but the incident in the stands when this 49er fan who had just had her coming out party, a debutante from San Francisco, got into a beer fight with these guys, and she gets showered with beer coming down the stands here. This little innocent videotape. Now she's waving and saying, "You're all number 1," to all the Charger fans, and everybody's pouring beer at each other. Now, I just ran that as a little joke at 5. And more people demanded, please run that again, so I can call my friend and have him watch. So for all you who called, ignoring serious commentary, in essence, sometimes brilliant commentary, wanted to see that trash again, I only ran it because you wanted to see it. Me, I've watched it 15 times on tape. I don't need to see it again. I'm going to go now and watch it again.
Watch it. You've been charging admission back there. Back with more news right after this.
Who would have believed this?
I wouldn't have. Certainly not me, I tell you.
We were sitting here a couple of minutes ago during the weather, and Kellen said, I want to get a copy of this. I want a copy of this tape for my home library. I want a copy, too. This is amazing that Kellen and I would chat. We really haven't been at what's the word? War.
It's nothing. People think that, you know, you and I hate each other's guts.
It's true.
I might hate your guts. I don't know if you hate mine or not.
No.
It's the type of thing where it was a misunderstanding when I first came to San Diego, and we never, ever talked until one day at a basketball game, San Diego State opener. And since then, you did the Roast My Flag Football League, which was great, and we got a chance to talk after that, and I hadn't changed my opinion of you until your boss called and asked me to do this.
And suddenly, because they offered him a second mortgage on the building here to come in and do this, suddenly he likes me. Is this terrific or not? Turning to football, he said, first of all, it looks like General Hospital. I mean, you guys have got a long list of people that they've talked about. Probable, questionable, won't play. They listed you because you're hamstring. The Jets have got a bunch of guys out. Is anybody, besides Wilkerson and Thrift, anybody still a question mark, including you?
A lot of people are question marks right now. The Jets have a lot of question marks, too. We'll have to wait Sunday morning to make out a starting roster, I guess, both ways, offense and defense, to see what's going on.
How's your hamstring, okay?
It's a little tight right now. I don't mind saying it's tight because it's going to be tight Sunday morning before I get ready to go out there and play. But I feel pretty good. I was surprised I could go through practice Wednesday and Thursday after straining it on Monday in a very light practice. But it seems to be coming around, and I suspect I'll be 95% for Sunday.
Now, I don't know if after people have read the New York papers for this last week, and I was back east reading the New York papers the last 2 days ago, and every other line is a quote from Kellen Winslow or talking about the great tight end and all that. Now, here I get the feeling that people are tired of hearing about Mark Gastineau.
Well, true. I don't know where the people in New York are getting their quotes from. I haven't talked to a reporter in New York since we've, this whole season.
They can make them up.
Well, they usually do anyway,
Sure.
But
Sure.
I don't know where they're getting those quotes from, and I'm sure people in San Diego are tired of hearing about Mark Gastineau, but they've got to wait till Sunday, because somewhere in that game you're going to hear from that man.
I have a feeling. We have some highlights of Gastineau, and then a little bit of the Jets-Bengals preseason game. He's 99.
There he is.
Yup.
Mark and I played in the Senior Bowl together, and he was highly touted. Played with Cliff Thrift in Central Oklahoma, and there he is doing what he does best. I
know you hate players that are demonstrative on the field or spike the ball. Or
I'm so low-key on the field that it's a shame.
That's true. Here's Todd DeBarkham. This is in the Bengal game. The Jets won this thing, not that the final score matters. But they got good offense, they got defense. It's a good ball club.
They're real good. They're loaded all over. They got good speed in the secondary, which is something we're real concerned about. Besides the Gastineau and Klecko tandem up front, they've got steady linebackers.
Mm-hmm. Do you expect that before this ball game, one of these young guys, it doesn't matter what their name is, whether it's Bird or Billy Ray Smith, is going to come to you and it's going to have butterflies the size of Muhammad Ali in their stomach and say, Kellen, what do I do? I mean, there's 50,000 people out there. You got to expect these young guys will, A, make mistakes and be scared as hell.
If they don't, they're not natural.
Yeah.
They're not human at all. They're going to be scared. I remember I was scared. My first game as a Charger, we were playing the Oakland Raiders. Well, they were then Oakland Raiders, now Fresno, Sacramento, wherever they're practicing at right now. And I was very scared. I remember the first pass I caught, and the whole bit was a lot of tension. But you get over it real quick.
It's going to be a tough opener. These guys are good.
Well, the whole season is tough, but we got to take them one game at a time, and it starts with the Jets on Sunday.
We will see you on Monday after that. Wasn't this something, huh? Kellen Winslow and Ted Leitner in the same studio. I'm not keyed in here. We're both sitting here together, and we will be together Fridays and Mondays through the football season. Even though he says he doesn't like me, he was just kidding, right?
Anything's possible. Anything.
This proves that any two people can come together in life and in sports. We will show you more of some of your favorite baseball team, the Dodgers, and one of the really great catches, baseball type, shortly in the second segment.
We have just learned one of life's great lessons. Thank you, Ted. Gentlemen, we'll come back with more news right after this.